If you're working with buyers, previewing properties, or buying online leads, you're doing what 87% of agents do before they quit real estate. The 13% that succeed, they follow a system that generates listings consistently. I'm going to share with you the exact system you need to follow. This is what I teach inside my coaching program, and it is also how I listed and sold over 100 homes a year for 10 years straight. The first step is very simple. 87% of real estate agents fail because they don't think that real estate is a real job, but it is. And it's not just any job. It's a potentially very high paying real job. The difference is that in real estate, you are your own boss. And I wrote down a few things that I want you to write down. Take a notepad and a pen and make some notes. Here's what a real job in real estate looks like. You show up on time Monday through Friday. That's point number one. You know, when you have a job and your boss says you got to be here at 8 a.m. and start working, just like that. You show up on time Monday through Friday, and you get to take weekends off if you do what you're supposed to do Monday through Friday. Point number two, you follow a schedule. Again, a real job. Your boss tells you what to do hour by hour, and you got to get it done or you don't have a job. Number three, you complete all of the tasks that are on that schedule. Number four, you produce results. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you exactly what all of this is, okay? You have to be profitable. If you're not profitable, it's not a real job. You're going to have to go find another job and get somebody, work for somebody and have them pay you. The 13% of agents who succeed, they focus on what I call income producing activities. What does that mean? They do stuff that makes them money. The opposite of income producing activities are income servicing activities. In real estate, you have both. Things that make you money, and then the activities that support the income producing activities. You have to focus on income producing and delegate everything else if you want to succeed. The agents that succeed, the 13%, they don't spend their days previewing properties, answering emails, showing homes to buyers, or organizing their database. These are income servicing. Even showing properties to buyers can be delegated. You've heard of a showing agent? That's what they do. So what are the things that make you money? What are these income producing activities? I wrote down 4 things. Number 1, find sellers, people who want to sell. Number 2, go on appointments and take listings. Find people who want to sell, set an appointment, go on it, take a listing. Number 4, get price reductions. And that was number 3. And number 4, negotiating contracts. That's it. That's what makes you money. To be a part of this 13% of agents, you have to figure out, and I know a lot of agents resist this, how to generate listings consistently. Do I care how you do that? No, I don't. But I do know from almost 30 years of experience in this business that if you sit around, and there are a lot of things that you can pay a lot of money for and sit around and wait, it's not going to happen. So the bottom line is, if you are not taking listings consistently, you don't have a business. Period. And sooner or later, you may be looking for a real job. I trust that if you're watching this, you're going to follow my advice, and that's not where you will end up. Here's point number 2. Agents fail because they don't have clear goals. Most real estate agents don't have any goals. They have no goals. They're just hoping that they can sell some houses. This is like the typical real estate agent out there. I read this quote recently, and I want to share with you because it fits perfectly with this conversation. Those who commit to nothing get distracted by everything. That is the story of our industry, and it describes how most real estate agents spend their days. The 13% that succeed follow a plan, and they are constantly evaluating and improving that plan, which requires them to track everything they do. That's another conversation. And when these agents find that they're behind on their goals, they don't lower the goals, they adjust the plan. So the goal is fixed, the plan is flexible. In other words, they don't quit when it gets hard. They learn and keep getting better. Point number 3, agents fail because they get caught in the buyer trap. Most agents by default end up working with buyers because they think it's going to be easy or easier than focusing on listings, but it's not. It's not easier at all. Endless showings, working weekends, wasting time showing properties to unqualified buyers, that kills your time and your energy. It's low return on investment and high burnout. If you've done it, you know what I'm talking about. Point number 4, real estate success requires mental toughness. Buying and selling a home is a very emotional and personal process for people. Think about it. Think about how emotional buyers and sellers get in the middle of a transaction. And as an agent, you are constantly interacting with different people in different emotional states. You have to be logical, stable, solution-based, and you need to be able to stay in control of your emotions so you can help your sellers sort of regroup and control their emotions. Imagine when an offer comes in low and they get all upset and they don't want to make a counter offer. When a deal falls apart, you are the one responsible for keeping things in control. Agents get especially emotional and desperate when they don't have enough business. If you have one pending transaction and it falls apart, it's like the end of the world. Like, oh, it's a disaster. If you have 20 pending sales and one falls apart, you're not happy, but it's not a big deal because you have 19 others that are going to be closing. Here's bottom line. Weak minds do not survive in real estate, not for long anyway. This business will test your resilience every single day. And to succeed, you have to work on building this mental toughness. People are not born that way. You have to work on it every day. And if you do, and when you do, you'll make a fortune and be part of that 13% that not only stay in real estate, they actually build massive wealth. Here's point number 5. Agents fail because they have poor time management or have no management, not time management at all. Being busy does not equal being productive. Two completely different things. So agents that fall into that 87%, they don't have a schedule and they can waste months or who knows, sometimes even an entire year showing properties to buyers, creating social media content, responding to emails, organizing their database. And this whole entire time, they are not making money. Nobody can sustain a life that way. So you need to have a schedule that is built around generating listings. That's where it's at. And I know you know that. You can relate to this. It's like, okay, this is all I've ever wanted. So look for sellers. Prioritize conversations with people who want to sell. Who are they? Expireds and for sale by owners, my favorite. Number 3, focus on setting appointments, not accumulating leads. This is a big one. And invest in personal development around your communication skills and developing mental toughness. Why communication skills? Because that's the business you're in. You're in the business of communicating. The more effectively you are able to communicate, the more money you make. You don't need any more time blocking strategies or theory. You need to prioritize activities that make you money. Here's point number 6. Agents fail because they lack discipline and consistent effort. Remember, I said the difference between another real job and real estate is you are your own boss, but you're also the employee. You are both. Most agents don't think they have a business. They make all kinds of excuses not to prospect. They're busy, super busy. I mean, I think it's 50% of real estate agents work 50 or 60 hours a week. And maybe you wouldn't mind working 50, 60 hours a week if you were making a lot of money, hundreds of thousands, millions a year. But most real estate agents don't. That's the scary part about it. Top listing agents find sellers every day. That is their number one priority. They track what they do. What time did I start? How many people did I talk to? How many appointments I set? How many appointments did I go on? They track everything. They review their performance on a weekly basis. And they hold themselves accountable to a high standard without a boss behind them micromanaging them. They are their own boss. That is what being an entrepreneur looks like. That's what you are as a real estate agent. If your career was a real job, how long will you keep that job? Successful agents show up consistently, especially on the days when they don't feel like it. There's an essay by Albert Gray titled The Common Denominator of Success. You could Google it and read it. It's pretty great. Bottom line, common denominator of success is doing what you're supposed to do on the days when you don't feel like it. And remember, when you stay consistent, consistency compounds. A lack of consistency always compounds and it ends up in failure. Point number 7, the real estate industry has changed, but a lot of agents continue using outdated strategies. Think about this. In the 70s, 80s, 90s, a few agents dominated local markets by farming, doing open houses, door knocking. This was effective in those decades at that time because there was less competition. Open houses were originally farming tools to build community visibility. You know, you're farming this area, you do an open house, people come, you meet them. It was not a lead generation strategy. In the early 2000s, real estate boom, again, during the pandemic or a couple of years after, there were a lot of people getting real estate licenses. And today, the market is saturated with agents, some more than others. And doing open houses, flyers, mailings, they're less effective and more expensive. The real issue is agents are using strategies that were designed for a completely different market dynamic. Think about it. If you use these strategies, you could be one of 20, 30, 50 agents doing the exact same thing at the same time. Again, top agents focus on building their skills, sales skills, mental toughness, and finding sellers every day. Number 8, I love this point. I love all of them. Agents fail because they want to pretend that they don't have a sales job. A lot of agents say that prospecting is outdated. It doesn't work. And you know why they say that? It's just one other excuse for them not doing it. That's okay. The ones that do, the ones that focus on it, they're the ones that make a fortune. Not only make a fortune, they have control of their time, they have a control of their finances, control of their entire business. There is an endless list of highly successful businesses that were built and are currently built on direct telephone prospecting. Here are a couple of names that you might have heard of. Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Alex Hermosi, Russell Bronson, Zoom, Microsoft, Oracle, and the list goes on and on and on. If you're interested in more, you can Google it yourself. Their sales teams are successful because they're trained on what to say, how to say it, who to call. They're making calls every single day, and they focus on conversations that match the audience of who they're speaking with. So it's a clear message with a clear purpose. That's why these companies have built an empire through telephone prospecting. They're not just calling random people and using random scripts that don't make any sense. When you do that, you don't get more business. You actually get exhausted and very discouraged. So here's the bottom line. Prospecting is not obsolete at all. It is the greatest thing you can do to build your business correctly. The best listing agents are intentional. They work with a purpose. They are precise. They're calling the right people. They're saying the right things. They are strategic. Point number 9, 87% of agents fail because they have no sales skills. Of course, as I said earlier, they don't think they're in a sales business, so why would they have any sales skills? Having a great personality doesn't close deals and make you money in real estate. Sellers don't want a friend. They want a confident professional who adds value immediately to what it is they want to do. And you must know how to communicate value instantly. When you call an expired, a for sale buyer, anybody that you don't know, you have a few seconds to build rapport, build trust, handle any objections, set appointments, go out, present, close. That's it. When you are making these calls, within the first 30 seconds, probably the first 15 seconds, sellers decide if they're going to talk to you or hang up on you. Being a successful agent is not about showing properties. It's about influencing their decisions. Most agents sound like amateurs. They get pushed around by buyers and sellers, and they lose business to other agents who are stronger. Successful prospectors deliver a clear message of value that makes the prospect think, I need to work with this agent. So sales is a skill set that most agents never put in the time to master. Anyone can master it if they put in the time. And point number 10, they lack knowledge and preparation. You can't fake knowledge and expertise. Prospects, clients, they know. They feel it. They hear it and they feel it. So when agents don't know their market, they don't know the comparables on a CMA that they prepared, but they really don't know what they're talking about. They don't know the average days on market, the absorption rate, local trends. They don't know much. They don't know anything. They just show up and wing it. Sellers lose trust in them. Whether it's over the phone or in person, it doesn't matter. So unprepared agents fumble through appointments, and sellers don't believe they can get the job done. Top producers, on the other hand, they know their market because they study it every day. They put in the time. That's why they know what they're talking about. They show up as expert professionals, and sellers trust that they will deliver results. Being a successful real estate agent is about selling, and you have to believe that what you are selling is good for your client. And your client has to believe that you can sell their home quickly and for the most money possible. If you're serious about becoming a top listing agent, check out this video that will help you start taking listings today. And if you are ready to take your career to the next level, check out the link in the description of this video to SalesX Training and join a powerful community of agents who are building successful businesses every single day.